Welcome to the Fantasy Football Hub YouTube channel for the next episode in the My Team series. Today, Lovro, FPL's winner from last year, is back on the channel and he's going to be revealing his final draft selection for game week 1 of the upcoming FPL season. Lovro, it's a pleasure to have you back on. I spoke to you a week or so ago about your team, but I understand it may have changed a little bit since then. When we recorded, you got a very high team rating before, of 95%, which was phenomenal at the time, and it still is. However, right now, at the time of recording, that only sees you in 6th place in our guest leaderboard, which is pretty insane to be only 6th with 95%. But there have been some very good managers that have come on since you and have eclipsed your team rating. So today, let's see if you can get up to the top of that leaderboard once again.
Hi, firstly, hi to everyone. Of course, I made some changes, Every day we have some new transfers and I'm constantly making new drafts. I have a few players that I change.
Okay, Lovro, we are back on Fantasy Football Hub's My Team tool, of course. Let's see what team rating your final team gets. Start me off with the goalkeepers. Who have you got?
I still have Cells as my first choice goalkeeper and his backup is Dubravka.
Sure thing. That was the same as last time. Any sort of difference, with any sort of different thinking with Cells, or is he pretty nailed on?
I don't think so because of his fixtures. I think that's pretty good.
That makes sense. Let's jump straight into the defense then. Who have you gone for here? List off all your 5 defenders and then we can talk about them as a whole.
In defense, I'm going with Pedro Porro, Munoz, Diouf, Neco Williams, and Goodmanson.
Wow. Fun defense, that. Okay, where do I even begin with this? Right, first of all, I want to jump immediately to Munoz because he is a player that everyone loved at the back end of last season. He was great. Super attacking player. I'm not seeing him in loads of drafts. His ownership is under 10%, so he is officially a differential. Why have you gone with him?
I'm going with Munoz because I think he's one of key players in Palace attack. Yeah, I know he's defender and I talk about attacking, but he's so much involved in their offense that I think he will again have great numbers for defender. Yeah. I think he had like 9 DEFCONs against Liverpool, and that is also an option for him. And they will again make use of his abilities in transition and creating chances for Eze, Sarr, or Mateta. But yeah, I'm slightly concerned about Eze leaving and Munoz can maybe change, but I'm now on Munoz.
He's a great pick. I really like him a lot. As you said, 9 defensive contributions in that community shield. I don't know. How are you feeling about DEFCONs? I don't know if they're as easy to predict as people are thinking they are. Munoz, was he great for DEFCONs last year? I don't think he was amazing. We got him for his attacking point of view, didn't we?
Yeah. My first choice is because of attacking point, and then if he can have sometimes DEFCON, it's okay.
Yeah. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that I don't necessarily know at this point, very close to the deadline now, if it's 100% worth going for players that we think are great for DEFCON. I think it probably still is, but I don't know. We're going to have to see how it plays out. I think going for these 3 like big attacking players that you've gone for, Porro and Diouf as well, has to be a little bit more. There's a lot more upside there. We know what these players are like. Diouf, less so, but let's talk about him because you mentioned him in the last video we did. He's still in your team. He's not gone anywhere.
I'm still picking him because for now I didn't find any 4.5 defender who have like that potential in attack, Firstly, they play Sunderland and maybe he is best pick in game week 1. Maybe I will go for someone else if I go to like Senesi because of game week 2, I'll see. But for now, I'm on Diouf still.
Absolutely. A completely flying wing back. You said last video that you really did expect him to start. You watched quite a lot of him last year as well when others probably didn't. So yeah, you've got an advantage there if you go with him. What's his ownership? It's still, under 6%. Compared to Wan-Bissaka, who is in a lot of people's teams, still at 30% Wan-Bissaka. You said last video you couldn't quite understand that, and yeah, I'm the same. Let's move on to Neco Williams. I don't think we need to speak about Porro that much. He's in a lot of people's teams. Neco Williams is one that I currently have in my team, and I'm just wondering, am I going to be missing out on a lot of defensive contribution points compared to Murillo and maybe the attacking upside of someone like a Milenkovic. You can see over here on the right, Williams is predicted to score fewer points than Milenkovic and Murillo, but it's pretty close. If you had the money, would you go up to Murillo or Milenkovic?
Yeah, maybe I'll go for Milenkovic.
Okay.
But then I lose Munoz, you know. I cannot do the like from Neko to Milenkovic straight.
Sure.
I need to go for Milenkovic. Then I need to remove Neko.
Yeah.
And right now I rather go with Munoz and Neko than Milenkovic and some guy who is 5.0.
Maybe like Lacroix or something from Palace. Yeah, I like this setup more. That makes sense to me. And then your final pick, I wouldn't normally talk too much about this pick, but because everyone seems to be on the Burnley defender Esteve, you've actually gone with Goodmanson. Can you explain why you've done that?
I'm going with Goodmanson because, again, I think he maybe can have some assist in his attacking potential, but still he'll probably just sit on my bench, just like some Esteve or Renildo or someone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I really don't care about that.
Fair enough. Okay, before we get into the midfield, I just want to explain what you guys are seeing on screen if you are new to the channel, if this is the first video you've seen on Fantasy Football Hub. This is Fantasy Football Hub's My Team tool. You may have noticed if you've been trying to play around with your team on the FPL website the past couple of days, the site's been terrible, right? It's been crashing. I've not been able to log in. It's been a disaster. The My Team tool is beautiful to tinker with. It's so simple. Look at this. I mean, I can take players in and out. The setup looks nice. I'm not worried that the site's going to crash at any moment. If you're still playing around with your team and you want to do it on a reliable site that looks good, choose Fantasy Football Hub. Link down below. It's completely free as well, and you can get your team rated and then compare it to Lovro's. As I mentioned, the link's in the description and in the pinned comment. This is the best time of year to do it as well. Get your team rated before game week 1. We're very close now to the deadline. Let's now move into the midfield, Lovro. Who have you got?
I'm still going with Salah. And again, Palmer, Wirtz, Adingra,
Ooh.
and Ismail Assar.
Adingra stays. I like that a lot. So you still think he is the best at that sort of 5.5 million option?
For now, yes. But maybe if Dewsbury Hall will play more like as 10. But again, Grealish signed for Everton. And I think that he will be their number 10. I'm still on Adingra, you know.
Okay.
I think he need to play. He just need to be in their first 11, and I trust him.
Yeah, sure. We know he's done it in the Premier League before, and I don't know, he'll be looking to sort of make a name for himself at Sunderland. It's an upside sort of pick. Not a lot of people are going for him. Just 2% owned. When I think the masses, more boring managers, perhaps like myself, are going for somebody like an Anderson. Still very low owned Anderson, but yeah, there are quite a few options at that 5.5 million price point or around there. You mentioned Dewsbury Hall as well. Could be really interesting picks as the season progresses. Sarr is one that I want to ask you about just because Crystal Palace have 5 games in the first couple of weeks. Because just to explain to the viewers, they're now confirmed to be in the Conference League, which means that they have a sort of qualification game to actually get into the competition proper, which will take place in the midweek of game week, between game week 1 and game week 2. That's the first leg on the Thursday, and then the second leg will be between game week 2 and game week 3, again on the Thursday. Do you worry at all about rotation there for Palace?
I'm not worried because I think they play Fredrikstad. I think they can win like 4-0. Then they can rest in second leg some important players, and I think Sarr is a great option from Palace.
Compared to other 6.5 million mids, how highly do you rate him? I'm thinking of the likes of Ndai, who's been in a lot of teams so far this season. Do you have him above Ndai? They're very close. You can see here predicted points. They're on the same.
If Ndai is still on pens, I think it's like 50-50, you know. And if you lose pens, I think that Sarr is a much better player.
Yeah. Sure. Now, those other 3 were the same that you had in your team before, I believe. Just a quick question on Wirtz versus Bruno. That's the sort of debate at that price point. You can see those 2 are at the top here, under 10 million mids. You thinking about Bruno at all, or is Wirtz completely locked?
I'm thinking about Bruno, but I cannot have both.
Yeah.
and because Bruno is more expensive, and then I go for Wirtz. I cannot afford some other players if I go for Bruno.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's get into the forwards then and round this team off.
I am still going with Ollie Watkins.
Okay.
I changed Solanke into João Pedro.
Okay.
And still staying with Mark Gill.
Okay. Let me sort of timestamp this video just so the people know. We are recording this on Wednesday, but before the UEFA Super Cup this evening. So we don't know at the time of recording what is going on with Solanke. We've heard rumours that that Thomas Frank has said that he is fit to start that game. So what we'll do is, because you're so hot on him, and in the last video, Lovro had Solanke and was pretty set on him if he was fit. Let's just run through the sort of ramifications of what may happen, with the viewers knowing what has happened in the game for you last night. If Solanke started and played 60 minutes, would he come into the team back for João Pedro? What do you need to see from Solanke to get him in your team?
I need to see that he is okay. If he is going to play like on 50% of his abilities, that I won't take him back into my squad. And if he is going to do well, I will probably bring him back.
What if it's sort of like he plays a half, maybe he gets a goal, but then he comes off or something, or he plays the second half, or he plays 30 minutes. Like, what if you're just on the sort of fence with him? Because I think we all know he's going to be a great pick if he is consistently in the team and fit when he's expected to play the full game and they have great fixtures.
Then I think I'm still going with João Pedro.
So then, that is your team, Lovro. It's pretty strong. It's quite similar to last time, I will say, which is nice to see, because you weren't as set, I don't think, last time we recorded. Now you feel definitely a bit more like locked in with these slightly differential players. I'm thinking of Diouf, Adingra, who were in your team last time. It's cool to see them staying in your team. Let's now click optimize on this side. I assume you'd be captaining Salah game week 1.
Yeah.
Team rating 96%. Wow. So you have improved it. You really have improved it. You've gone up, not by loads, but you have jumped from 6th in the leaderboard up to 2nd. You're just on the same team rating as big man Bakar, but you're just 0.3 points behind him in terms of our predicted points. But you've got to be happy with that. Up to 2nd in the leaderboard, 96% team rating.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
You're looking for 100 though, aren't you? I mean, you won last year. Nothing but the best for you, Lovro.
Yeah, I can still improve, I think. I can still find some players which can give me that 0.4.
Ooh, okay. Guys, if you want to get your team rated and compare it to Lovro's, then the link to do so is down below. As I mentioned, it's completely free to do. If you don't do it now, then you're going to run out of time. Literally do it now. Click the link. It takes 2 seconds to do, and you can see if you can beat Lovro's 96% team rating. Lovro did just mention, though, that he'd love to see if his team could be improved. And that is where Fantasy Football Hub's AI recommended transfers comes in to hopefully give Lovro a helping hand. Okay, Lovro, on screen right now, we have your recommended transfers by AI. And I want to hear what you think about this. Ismail Assar is being recommended to be sold, a player that, you just said was good. And I think he's very good. He's in my team currently as well. But maybe that rotation potentially could be a thing. Who knows? Tielemans is the recommendation to be brought in. Tielemans very good for, well, just like overall, I would say in FPL. He's a very consistent player. May have a bit of a pen share. We're not sure what's going on with Villa pens. It's good for assists, and also it could be quite good for defensive contributions. We're not sure about that yet, but we'll see as the season progresses. What do you think about doing this move and saving 0.5?
I would rather go to Router if I go for someone 6.0.
Oh, cool pick.
Yeah.
That's your playstyle though, isn't it? It's just more fun. Aggressive, right?
Aggressive, yeah, because I know what he's capable of, and that's my thing. If I want a 0.5 in bank, I can go from Sar to Router. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Especially if Eze leaves, Yeah. I'm then probably going to go with Router.
Does this make you think at all, just looking at the predicted points here, that Tielemans is slightly ahead over the first 5 game weeks, that maybe it's worth going for somebody that's cheaper, that could do just as well, if not better, that's more consistent? Or do you think, nah, I'm happy with my pick?
I'm happy with my pick.
Fair enough.
Really happy with my pick.
And then final question, your overall thoughts on defensive contributions for midfielders in particular. how much of a factor do you think that will be? You don't have Anderson. You don't have really anyone actually in your team, in your midfield, that is really good for those DEFCON points. Do you think it's sort of being blown out of proportion?
Players like Bruno, I like, but and okay, Anderson is a very good pick. Also, he can also score goals and give some assists. But other players like I don't know Baleba and players like that, I'm not going with that. I'm not going to cheer for 12
Yeah.
DEFCONs to have 2 points. I cannot do that.
Yeah, fair enough. It does seem a little bit anti-FPL in a way, but you know, those are the new rules, and we're going to have to deal with them. Okay, well, it sounds like you're not going to take this AI recommendation on board, Lovro, but perhaps it made you think a little bit more about just DEFCONs in general, and whether to go with the sort of typical FPL players that we know and love, or maybe someone like a Tielemans and Anderson might be the little gem this year. We'll have to wait and see. If you guys would like to see your own recommended transfers personalized to your team, by the way, by Fantasy Football Hub's AI, you can see it at the top of the screen. 50% off Fantasy Football Hub using the link down below. If you want to win at FPL this year, then you need to sign up to Fantasy Football Hub. This is every single game week, by the way, that you'll get these recommended transfers throughout the entire season. So if you're not sure on a particular set of players 1 week or what to do with your transfers, use this tool. It's very helpful. It's very quick as well. You also, like Lovro, don't have to take the recommendation. I'm not saying for 1 second that Lovro then has to get Tielemans in for Saar. As you can see by the data that the predicted points is very, very close, like extremely close. So it's just food for thought. Don't have to use it, but it might make you think. Link to do that is down below. Also, if you are a new customer to Fantasy Football Hub and you don't win your mini league this season, you will get all your money refunded to you. We're running that deal once again this year. If you're new to the site and you don't win your mini league, you will get your entire membership refunded to you. So if you don't win at FPL for whatever reason, we think you will, but if you don't, then you've lost nothing. So you might as well sign up. Link to do so, once again, is down below. Lovro, thank you very much for this video. Thank you for your time. We are recording this Wednesday lunchtime, 48 hours or so until the deadline. So it's worth noting that although I've said this is your final team, anything could happen. Things could still change. If you guys want to see Lovro's locked in final team, then that will also be posted on the website on Fantasy Football Hub. Another reason to become a member if you want to see Lovro, last year's winners, final team. Thank you very much, Lovro. Good luck for the start of the season. How many points do you think you're going to get game week 1?
I think like 64.
And would you be happy with that?
Yeah, I think yeah. For the first game week, I think yes.
There we go. Click this link on screen. Where is it? It's over here. Get your team rated, and I'll catch you on the next video.